Hi everyone, I am Sir Geekalot III, and welcome to this review of The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. Big, beautiful fun. The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. This game stands out above any other game I've ever played. From the interesting allies and villains to the beautiful scenery that CD Projekt have created for us to enjoy. Now, doing a review so long after the release of the game is tricky, because you have to be extra vigilant not to be biased by the opinions of others, and some deep soul searching was necessary when I was writing this review. But it is a beautiful collage of story, gameplay mechanics and graphics. So let's jump right into it. The story. It's a thrilling tale about a witcher. Now, a witcher is sort of a monster hunter with certain magic abilities, which is a would-be father to Ciri, who is a stubborn and, as you later find out, a person with immense power. The best part of the story was how the artist lured you into bonding with the characters and the bond that Ciri and Geralt have, notwithstanding the fact that they don't even interact for most of the game. It is well executed. There are numerous side quests, and the main quests are all magnificently voice acted. I have to admit that the line becomes blurred after a while, as I had to pause on numerous occasions to make sure that the quest that I was doing was actually part of the main story arc or side quest. That is how well everything is written and executed in this game. In fact, some of the side quests were more entertaining than the main ones. What would a Witcher game be without passionate lovemaking? And as I'm not too proud to say, but I courted two ladies. Alas, my heart lay with a special sorceress named Yennefer. And as in real life, keep your mistress away from your girlfriend, especially if both of them have mastered the arcane. The lore in the game is extensive and quite easy to find. The developers' commitment to the game and their love for the lore can be seen by all the collectibles, from books to letters. There are also three main areas to explore. These are vast expanses of civilizations, and each has their own flavor with its own backstory. And as you explore the inhabitants of these areas, you learn about their fears and dreams. It's not only the people themselves, but also the surroundings that add to the uniqueness of each of these areas. Decision-making has tangible and sometimes disastrous effects on the game. You are accountable for your actions and need to think about the responses you give to characters in the game, as one wrong step can turn a relatively calm situation into a deadly brawl, with consequences for not only you, but others in the game as well. Then finally, The Wild Hunt. I was somewhat disappointed in the execution of The Wild Hunt. This would be force to be reckoned with, and of immense power, and you only encounter them early on in the game and then later in the end. And I would have enjoyed more battles with them, as after a while you forget about this extremely dangerous force that threatens the safety of your Ciri and possibly the world as you know it. However, regrettably, they become nothing more than a bedtime story. Let's move on to gameplay mechanics. If you have not played the game, I can't recommend enough that you play the game on Death March or Broken Bones difficulty. This is where the most satisfying gameplay and fun is to be had. This forces you to think about strategy before every battle. Let's start with what, in my experience, has been the most intuitive, easy yet interesting crafting systems that I've played in an RPG. The game forces you to craft items such as oils, potions, bombs, and weapons and armor, and in doing so, using the crafted items to give you the competitive edge in battle. On this difficulty setting, you are almost unable to defeat the monsters. However, once you apply your crafted items to the battle, it becomes easier, yet still not a walk in the park. The crafting system is easy to understand, and no grinding is necessary. Merely fast travel to a herbalist to acquire the necessary plants or buy them from a vendor. And of course, the environment is littered with these crafting items. Oils are applied to your weapons, potions are consumed to effect you in battle, and bombs, well, they go boom. As a Witcher, you possess 5 different signs. These are your spells. These vary from a protective shield, which I used mostly, to a wave that ignites your foes. These signs can also be modified with ability points that you acquired through exploring or leveling Geralt. Various monsters react differently to the signs, and reading up on them when to use them, respectively, greatly improves your chances of defeating your foe. Luckily, I had some good advice to specialize Geralt when leveling and not to be a jack of all trades, so to speak. I chose to go for the combat leveling, and I leveled my sword attacks. There is a variety of different monsters, and each have their own strengths and weaknesses. However, merely consult your bestiary and find out what their weaknesses are to exploit them. Then last but not least, graphics. No one can be told what the Matrix is. You truly have to see it for yourself. And I hope you have a GTX 970 or higher, because when you will be fapping to this game on numerous occasions. From dynamic weather and realistic day-night cycles, the aesthetics of the game are truly amazing and even at some point breathtaking. The artists have truly outdone themselves, from the romantic sunsets to an alien-like world which is explored later in the game. The game is well optimized, however. Expect some frame per second drops when in Novigrad. The art style is a combination of realistic and oversaturated colors and comes together to paint a picture that is worthy of a story such as The Witcher 3. Now, I also need to talk about a few cons. I need to highlight one of two cons the game has as well. Riding your horse feels unpolished, and even though the use of fast travel is used effectively, when trying to interact with an object you would often find yourself unable to do so, as the game automatically ignites a nearby candle and rather talking to the NPC that is close by. I also was unable to save the game at certain points in the game or in a quest, which I found annoying. And then I also encountered some bugs in the game where a wall of certain structures would disappear, which had an effect on the immersion. And of course the fact that the wild hunt in the story is a bit underplayed. I thought that could also change and would have even had a better effect on the game. But in conclusion, The Witcher 3 was a 90-hour joy. The artists have given me hope for the next generation of gaming that is to come, and evidence that storytelling is still rich and alive. The artists have combined a great story and easy yet deep gameplay mechanics into one great experience. This is the reason we fall in love with video games, and I will be returning to The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt quite soon. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to receive more reviews in the near future. Give the video a like, and this has been Sir Geekalot the Third, and I salute you.